Hello, and welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of May 27th, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Start of summer.
This means I should have cleaned my closet up by now, right? I should have switched it over.
Well, as we discussed, I never bother, so.
I have a very small closet. It needs to be switched, and I don't have time to do it.
Well, perhaps that's how you may use your holiday.
Freelancers don't get days off. What are you talking about?
I know. Anyway, well, I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow
Hello.
for a weekly episode to talk about parenting in a roundabout way, along with a little pop culture and household organization discussion.
Before we get into that, I should mention that I am here today with my dog Layla, who crawled under my desk out of fear of a thunderstorm and has settled in.
Yes.
So she will be playing the part of audience and footstool in this morning's recording until she hears my daughter get home, in which case she'll be out of here.
She'll be on her way. Yes.
Grandma is a delightful secondary comfort if needed.
Right. Well, we have been having to keep our dogs inside because we're having our house, the exterior painted. And so
wow,
we cannot have them running around under ladders and around buckets of paint and with the gates open, and
that would be
that.
unwise.
It's quite a recipe for
painting.
Disaster. Yes.
That sounds ambitious. Are you painting, or have you hired somebody to paint?
Oh, no. We hired somebody to paint.
And are you changing colors or just freshening up?
No, we're just keeping the same color. We never really talk about it. Like, we've had the house painted a couple times since we've been here, and it is orange. Like, it is not a common color for a house. It's not like highlighter orange, but it is like
it's like a rusty orange or a Halloween orange.
Yeah, a rusty orange, but not so brown. It's
recognizably orange.
It's definitely orange, to the point where when I'm giving directions, I always say it's the orange one.
That is convenient.
Yeah. So that's why we've never opted to do anything different.
Yeah.
At one point in its life, it was white. We have seen pictures of the house being like cream colored with dark brown trim.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, somebody before us made it orange, and we just, I guess that's how it is.
Yeah. So. We've been in our house, over 20 years, and we have never painted it. It's still the same dingy blue it was when we bought it. And the people on either side of us have sold their houses, and new tenants have come in and painted them. So the houses on either side are bright and painted and lovely. And then there's the little dingy blue one in the middle. So see, that's what we could tell people. Just look for the two nice houses. It's the one in between.
The other one.
I don't necessarily like the colors the neighbors have chosen, but they are definitely recently painted as opposed to ours. So, or sided, or whatever people do here. But we're just sticking with our dusty blue.
Yes, well, we have that going on. And then in other home improvement news, we have mulch, which people here call bark, but I always grew up calling it mulch, like wood chips that you spread on your garden beds.
Yeah.
And my husband ordered it. You can buy it from the city. When they grind up old trees, then they save the wood chips and sell them to the citizens. So he said he used an app to figure out how much we needed. And I don't know where this app got its information, but we now have a large mountain of wood chips in our backyard.
Oh my goodness.
So a dump truck came and just poured it onto our driveway. That's going to be a real good time for my son and his friends who have been hired to move this stuff around. They will be paid in Venmo and also barbecue.
Nice.
So That's the plan.
Nice. Well, that's sounds like a hearty endeavor for college-age kids.
Yes, a little, a little something for them to keep them busy.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Manual labor, kids.
yep, gotta love it.
So you're going to college so you don't have to do this. So have some experience of it now.
Yeah. Well, one of these friends is going to be a firefighter. So I guess he's got to be
That's cool. Yeah.
strong.
Work up your muscles on the mulch.
Mulch season, painting season.
Yes.
We're luckily done with lake fly season.
Yay.
For the moment.
Yes. Freaked out dog from the thunderstorms.
Those buggers stuck to the paint.
Oh, no. So you had to wait till it was done? They were done before you painted?
They're done. Yeah.
Oh, yuck.
So,
let's see. How do we transition?
Mulch is heavy, but it's not a heavy instrument.
So you got to work with the mulch a lot so that then if you have to lift, I don't know, a dead body or something, you're ready to go.
Right. There you go.
Tom, oh, Tom.
Should have found a body of water for Freddie because that.
Oh my gosh. Although even the body of water that he sunk the boat in, as we had predicted, did not turn out to be enough to get rid of it forever, nor get all the bloodstains out even. So,
yeah. And also, if he would have checked Freddie's pockets more carefully.
Yes.
He
and
would
the glove
have
compartment.
Probably bought himself a little more time at least.
Yes. We are speaking, of course, about Ripley, of which we were watching what episode was this? 6.
This was 6, yeah.
Okay. In which we still had the cat, plus also a very expressive goat at one point.
That's right.
A goat when they found the boat.
The goat was the one who found the boat, was it not?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's just say. But for some reason, I think last week, maybe for Bridgerton, I turned on the captions. And so the captions were on this time for Ripley. And amusingly, the captions try to express what this music is trying to do. We've talked before about how the music in this show is working very hard.
Mm-hmm,
and so at various times, I must report, the captions said ominous music playing, suspenseful music playing, grim music playing.
Ooh, grim. Okay.
Pensive music playing, sober music playing, operatic music playing over speakers.
Wow.
So it's like, if you can't hear the music, these captioners want you to know exactly what it is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Many of those were repeated several times. I think ominous music played,
for kind of nonstop.
Yes. But it was noted every time. It was noted.
Right. Well, I appreciate the effort to mix it up a little bit.
Yes.
Ominous, threatening, whatever the difference.
Suspenseful, grim, pensive. I think that was when Tom was plotting something.
Right.
Tom sitting in a chair next to the heavy ashtray going, what the bleep am I going to do now?
What?
Oh, the ashtray sitting there with the detective constantly putting a cigarette out on it. It was like, what was the movie where woman killed her husband with a leg of lamb and then served it to the police officers or something like that? What movie was that? That reminded me of that.
It's right
there in plain sight. Maybe it was like a Alfred Hitchcock.
I feel like it was a short story. Yeah.
And I was also amused that whenever somebody was making a phone call on one of those old dial phones, the captions helpfully said, dial ratcheting.
Oh, ratcheting. Interesting. Okay. Yes, true.
This isn't one of those push button phones, kids.
Right.
It's ratcheting.
That phone really caused a lot of problems.
Oh my gosh. Why did he not just unplug that thing? Maybe you can't. There was a time you couldn't just unplug a phone, right? It was just like wired into the wall. I'm not sure everything was always as modular as it is now. But, certainly he could have told the landlady after the last time, look, I have a bunch of lowlifes trying to get in touch with me. Could you just turn off the phone and turn everybody away?
Yeah.
My girlfriend, the very convenient girlfriend I'm trying to stay away with. The
Right.
landlady would be cool with that. She would nod her head.
Yeah.
She's understanding. She's simpatico. She would get it. Oh, well. But yeah, every time that thing rang, it's like, it's never going to be good news.
Nope.
Can't you people leave me alone? And now Tom is in quite a quandary here, isn't he? Because he can't go back to being himself now.
Right.
But he also can't keep being Dickie.
Exactly. He's kind of stuck. He needs to be a third person.
He needs to make a third passport. Pronto.
He needs to find a third person to kill and assume their identity, I guess.
Yes. Oh, my. Oh. People who know him as one or the other are very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Marge. Watch yourself, Marge.
Yep.
Maybe stay out of Rome, Marge.
Yeah, to go back to Atrani and work on your book.
Yes.
Forget about Dickie. Forget about Freddie. Forget about Tom.
About Tom. Just lie low, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing good can come of pursuing this. I know your heart is broken, but it's too bad you don't have Taylor Swift music back then to listen to, because it would just heal you right up, babe.
Need. Yes.
Oh, what a mess.
Yeah. I mean, now we have the inspector guy, though. He's wonderful.
Yes, he is wonderful. Yes.
Ravini.
And he's always pronouncing it, the dead guy as Frederick Malaise.
Right, Malaise.
Which is appropriate.
Yes. Absolutely.
Even after Tom corrects him, he still pronounces it that way. So
it's like, I'm going to do it my way. Just live with it.
Yeah, he's very good. Excellent performance and delightful character. But,
yes. It's not so delightful for Tom.
Oh, no.
He's closing in.
He's lying as fast as he can.
Mm-hmm.
He does a very good job of maintaining his composure while this is going on. He lies very well, but at some point, it's just going to be impossible.
Right.
And we got back to that desk clerk who was so suspicious when Tom checked them out of the hotel.
Yeah.
And gave him a look like, I'm on to you, buddy. But he couldn't remember which person checked out. I'm disappointed in him. Right. If you're going to give that kind of stink eye to a customer, be taking notes, fella. Come on. What are you doing?
Yeah. But at least he did give the detail of, like, 2 checked in, 1 checked out.
That's right. But it's sort of hilarious that they think that Dickie killed Tom instead of the other way around.
Right.
But, you can be 2 people as long as nobody's looking at you, Tom, but it's going to be a little tough now.
Yep.
So burning a boat and sinking it does not get bloodstains out.
I guess not. Yeah.
And the bloodstains would still be recognizable as bloodstains and not as, rot or...
Right, even though it's been underwater for several months, weeks, months.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
the
I
time
don't get.
frame is.
I can see how the fire might leave something, but I would think just like being waterlogged, how would you know it was blood? I don't know.
Right.
And
well, as we discussed, it was barely underwater.
It's true. It was still wet, though. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. He's like we said last week, not exactly a criminal mastermind. Definitely has some skills, but does not complete the job as it needs to be completed. Didn't look for the rental car receipt, didn't go through his pockets thoroughly enough.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's it going to do in Sicily? Just take in the sights?
I don't know. What? Because the police officer knows he's there.
Right.
And knows him as Dickie. I thought what he could do is pretend to be Dickie going to Palermo and then just disappear and go back to being Tom. But now Tom is in play. So he can't just be using Tom's passport again. And, that's going to arouse questions. So...
I don't know.
So complicated.
That's right.
Don't you wish
Tangled web we weave.
Don't you wish now you had just taken the money and gotten the heck out of there instead of pretending to be this guy?
Right.
I told you this would not come to good. my.
Not.
And again, it's like, why am I rooting for this guy to get away with it? Why am I worried about him? I should be saying, yes, officer, keep on it. And
Right.
it's just, do not.
Yeah, well, they forced us into this point of view. And we're stuck with it now.
We're stuck with it.
But we could root for the detective guy because
we can, I guess.
He's
yeah,
excellent.
But somehow it's just like we've been in it with Tom for this long and noticing all his machinations. And you just sort of want to see him see it through. I have to, the dog is no longer afraid and she wants to get out of this room. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, you done? You okay? I am no longer of use, but there is a big pile of dog hair under my desk.
Yes, one of my dogs in any stressful situation will just eject hairs like crazy.
Well, she doesn't need a stressful situation to eject hairs. It's just sort of a constant process, but
it's exacerbated by stress, I have found.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
But well, see if Tom had a dog, it could leave hairs in specific places, and then that would be a clue. But no,
just the cat.
Just a cat. It's not even his.
And a goat.
The amount of time the camera lingered on the goat was like, is this a joke? I know this episode is not named after the goat.
Right.
What was it? A heavy object or a blunt heavy object?
Some heavy instrument.
What could it possibly have been?
This whole show is a heavy instrument.
Oh my goodness. So how many more episodes of this do we have?
2.
That's 2. And we're going to assume that he does not get caught because Netflix is going to maybe want this to be more than one season, I would think.
Yeah.
And over on Bridgerton, nobody getting clubbed by ashtrays.
Thank goodness.
No bludgeoning. You people you would like to bludgeon, and yet, no opportunity to do so.
That's right.
But we do find out that Penelope's sisters, about as clueless as, let's see, I think Daphne also did not exactly 100% know how one got pregnant back in the day.
Right.
So they and their respective husbands, could there not be a class baton somewhere?
Right.
Could not one of the elder gentlemen take the young men aside and say, have a little talk? Are their fathers not doing this? The mothers clearly are not doing this.
Right. I don't know, because some of the men definitely seem to know what's going on.
Clearly Colin could take some of the young man aside. Maybe introduce them to some opportunities to learn.
Right.
Yeah, I did not need that scene. I did not need that scene at all. I could have just imagined that he probably was doing that. I really did not need that brief nudity from that one young lady. No, thank you. But
yeah,
I just need to know that Colin is out there getting it done.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise, right?
Well, there was quite a lot of that in the first season, right? With Anthony.
Yeah. They weren't on this one at all.
No, you were correct. They are only going to be on one other episode.
Okay.
They're off honeymooning. They definitely know what they should be doing.
Right.
They are on it.
Yeah, they're on it, and we need to get rid of them because we have too many other storylines.
There's too many other characters. And, maybe those actors had other things to do. I don't know. But
I mean,
you got to prune the Bridgertons if you're going to bring Francesca in and make her a big part of it. You got to lose somebody else. There's only so many Bridgertons we can pay attention to at a time.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's 8 children, but we got to peel one off each season.
Yes. We're not seeing Daphne at all this time. She's not coming in even for a moment. So the actress is otherwise engaged.
Yep.
So I read an article where she said she was no longer on the show, but leaving the door open for, if I need some money, I can always come back another season. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But really, we don't have time. I don't know why they need that whole storyline with the little boy inheriting the dukedom.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
And I like
but,
that.
I mean,
I like that couple very much. I like those actors.
Yes.
I'm super happy to spend time with them, and I'm very glad they figured out that they really don't have to sleep in separate bedrooms, because come on. But it is completely extraneous to anything else and seemingly unnecessary. The little boy's too young to be on the marriage market, so what are they going to do?
I mean, I guess it's that whole point of view of like, normal people thrust into this crazy situation. But
perhaps it will be relevant in some way. And if not, grown-ups. Let's spend some time with grown-ups, shall we? Let's just have like 5 or 10 minutes of every episode where we're just with some grown-ups.
There we go.
That's not the worst thing in the world that could happen to this show. Grown-ups who aren't trying to marry anybody off, do not particularly care what the queen is doing at the moment, just, raising their kids, raiding dead person's jewelry, and enjoying one another.
At least she didn't kill that person to
That's
get
right.
to the jewelry.
Yes. And a little social commentary that they didn't earn any of this, and they prefer things that they worked for, but
Right.
Similarly, lay stuff in your lap, like Tom Ripley. You might as well just pick it up and embody it.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have to bludgeon anybody. I don't think they'll be called on to bludgeon anybody. Although the husband there could. I think he was a boxer. I think is what it was. Wasn't
yes,
he? Didn't
was.
he fight Daphne's future husband or something like that? Or he was. Penelope's dad put down a huge bet or something on him to throw the match or something
like that.
There was some. So he was a boxer, I think is what he was.
Right.
And a gentleman's club owner.
And then he started the gentleman's club either
or
after or
I don't know,
at the same time. Yeah.
So, might be good to have somebody around who could punch somebody in the face if they required it.
If you need it. Oh, dear.
Cressida? I guess she is not the one who spread the gossip, but let's just hate her anyway.
Yeah, maybe someone overheard.
Yeah.
Eloise tell Cressida, but it was like, Eloise, you said it in the first place. So
exactly. Her fault.
It's kind of your fault.
And, oh my. So there are people who've watched all 4 of these episodes and are posting all over the place on Twitter. We're just like chastely taking one at a time. Whatever will happen next. Stuff's happening next.
So are the Fug girls. So
we have blinders, although it's not like there's going to be a surprise.
Right. Yeah. We knew before this even started.
There are spoilers and there are spoilers. It's more like, so that's happening in the first 4 episodes. Okay, good to know.
Right. Yeah, we certainly knew this is the season where.
And also, there are books. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently they're taking some liberties,
are
but
they? Yeah.
that's to be expected, right?
That's what
I've never read the books, so doesn't really matter to me.
You have not read the books, yeah.
No.
I keep thinking I should, but
I know, me too.
Because I enjoy this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I would like the books probably.
It would be interesting to read them and see all the ways they depart.
Right.
Like, for example,
maybe they have fewer people.
I think Colin's older brother, the second brother.
Yes,
I think his book came before this one.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's been postponed to whenever. So now he's like, why is his younger brother the hottest bachelor? When did he get his... Did he have his season and we just didn't see it? And he was unsuccessful? I mean, he's still a Bridgerton. Good looking fella.
He's still yeah. Well, they need him to be running things so that Anthony can be off.
I guess.
Yeah.
I would be picking a wife, but I have to go do the ledgers so my brother and his wife can go off and have sex for 3 months. Okay.
Right.
The sacrifices we make for the family.
Right.
To get an heir.
We'll get to him.
We must have an heir.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going in order because they started with Daphne.
That's right. Yeah. So they can do whatever they want. But it's sort of weird that he's just kind of there and there's never been a mention of him being the hottest bachelor.
Right. He's the one who was the artiste,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah. So, I don't know. This is the kind of thing that you absolutely do not want to be thinking about. You have to let it wash over you.
That's right. And you can just enjoy the fact that there's 8 kids, so should be 8 seasons
That's right.
of this. And they already extended it once by having Queen Charlotte, so that brings up to 9.
That's right.
So we can have one about Violet when she was young.
Yeah,
Lady Danbury.
True. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Lady Danbury was kind of covered in the Queen Charlotte, but
yeah. So I wonder who her visitor is going to be. She's getting a visitor.
Yeah, I think I read that it was her brother. Or I heard that it was her brother.
Okay.
What I don't know what that means. We'll find out.
Oh, such suspense. But I can't quite buy that Eloise would, in order to punish Penelope or just to go as far away from Penelope as possible, would be friends with that young woman. Cressida, right?
Cressida, yeah.
She doesn't seem like the type who would be able to do that even out of spite.
Right.
Would she not be too sarcastic?
I mean, she's already shown how sarcastic she is with the whole embroidery and all that.
There's no other friend anywhere she could have gone to instead. Seriously?
Right.
Blech. Oh, well.
You could almost hear her be like, I would rather hang myself than do embroidery. Take a cue from Tom Ripley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my.
But in this episode, we did get a little bit of her sort of like, well, asking Colin, how's Penelope? Like, just want to make sure she's okay.
Yeah,
she misses her.
She does. And they need to get back together. But
that's right.
I'm sure that will happen at some point here.
Right.
When they're sisters-in-law anyway.
Yeah. There will be no option.
Not that I think that's definitely where this season is going.
Yeah, don't spoil anything, Terry.
Yeah, that's a spoiler then. People haven't been paying attention. So.
Right.
Oh, well, they had the meaningful eye contact over a cut hand. There's always some injury has to be involved in.
Yeah, that's true.
The romance. There was a bee sting last season.
Well, and also remember she fell off her horse.
She fell off her horse, yes.
Yeah.
That's too.
All of these, what time period are we? Regency?
I guess. Remember. It's
injuries.
It's long ago in a place far away.
Yes, for sure.
Sort of its own making. But so pleasant to watch. It's so pretty.
It is.
And,
it is.
At the same time as being, romantic and you kind of swoon over it a little bit, it's like, oh, I'm so glad I don't live there then.
Wearing those dresses and piling your hair up 2 feet high on top of your head. And all that.
Yes.
Watching everything you say because somebody's always listening.
Yes. We were talking about Ripley and the age of the actors compared to the age that we would expect the characters to be.
Right.
Given their life experience. And I saw something today about Bridgerton that the actress who plays Penelope is 37. And the actress who plays Eloise is also in her 30s. And they're both playing 19.
Right.
And I mean, when you have the period stuff.
Exactly.
Everybody looks older in that stuff.
Yeah.
But good for you ladies, Go for it. You look terrific.
Yep. I also saw somewhere that the actor who plays Eloise had a broken arm and she had a cast on her arm. And that's why she's always got like muffs or like,
interesting.
Something draped over her arm because
it's lovely to live in a time and place where you always have accessories to disguise that.
Yep, so that's why.
Okay, interesting.
So you can notice her carrying, because they have them in like springtime, but she's got like this these muffs and other accessories, and that is why.
Yeah, it needs to be accessories. She can't be like carrying things because they don't carry things, right?
That's right. Yeah, only like a little
hide it
purse.
behind a laundry basket or a couple of bags of groceries or.
Yeah, well, that would be if she was pregnant, but that would hide pretty easily under one of those like Ampere waist dresses.
Yes. Oh, the dresses are so pretty.
I believe wasn't Carrie Coon was pregnant during the Gilded Age. And
yes,
you couldn't tell because of the way the dresses are made.
Right. Those were the days.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a fashion-related library find, so we could move on to that.
We'll have more to talk about at Bridgerton when something is actually happening.
We're just setting things in motion right now.
Yes. It's like 2 or 3 episodes of setting things in motion. But I understand that episode 4, possibly.
Well, that would make sense.
In the next 2 episodes, stuff happens.
Yeah, because they have to give us a little cliffhanger before we get to the final one.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us about Catherine's Library Find of the Week.
So remember last week it was abstract embroidery, and then we got onto tooth jewel gluing.
Yes.
and then this week, okay, this is a follow-up to those, but have you ever considered, looked at your sandals, your leather sandals, and said to yourself, I could make this. I don't need to buy this item. I could make my own. This is a book called The Sandalmaking Workshop. Make your own.
No.
Mary Jane's crisscross sandals, mules, fisherman sandals, toe slides, and more. First of all, I don't know what a toe slide is, but
do you have to kill the cow and tan your own leather, or do you start with existing materials?
I sure hope you start with existing materials, but like it's the copy on the library catalog says, with this photo-rich guide, even a beginner can make a comfortable pair of sandals in the course of a day with a few simple tools and materials. No,
I doubt
we can't.
I appreciate the faith in us there, catalog writer, but no. I know myself well enough to say, no,
not happening.
Nor would I ever try. There are some things you just want to get from a professional,
Yes. Shoes. I mean,
I am an old person who falls frequently. I need some to make sure that I have a good base.
I understand that people can knit sweaters and they can sew skirts, but like, why? I don't get it. Nope. Make your own Mary Jane's crisscross sandals.
Now, see, sandals I can see more than Mary Jane's.
I know, that's got a whole back to it.
Yeah. It's got some structure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. And I have to guess that probably making these costs more than just going and buying a pair someplace.
I know, you gotta have leather, you've gotta have the sole, like, no.
So there must be a place where you can buy pieces and parts and then assemble them. I bet this lady sells them.
Yeah, could be.
It says she has been making her own footwear since 2010, and in addition to selling her own line of custom sandals, she has kits.
There you go.
To help people make their own shoes.
And she teaches
shoemaking workshops. Oh my goodness. No, thank you.
But if you're a publisher, you're like, yes, definitely, we should sell this book. Like, what?
I gotta think there's a small audience for that.
Yes.
And that they would prefer to go to her workshops and buy her kits than get a book.
Right. Maybe they just like to look at pictures of sandals.
Yeah. Well, I could see that. I wouldn't mind looking at pictures of sandals. That's the kind of thing you buy and you say, yeah, I could make that. And you then just look at all the pictures and put it on a shelf because you're never going to make that.
No.
Same with the embroidery books. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh, I see how you could do that. That's lovely. On the shelf.
Yep.
What you have to avoid is buying all the supplies and then putting the supplies on the shelf.
Right.
You want to just buy the book. I have done both. The book is easier to put on a shelf. It doesn't guilt you the way the supplies do.
Yeah, exactly.
A book is potential. You could pick that. You could do that anytime. There'll be a time when I want to do that.
Right.
But the stuff just sits there and stares at you like, we're dusty and you have never done anything with us. We're dying over here.
That's right.
Oh my, the sandal making workshop. Goodness.
I mean, good for you, Rachel, Corey, for finding a niche and sticking to it.
I guess, but this seems unnecessary.
Yeah, I will not be joining you.
I don't make clothes either, and that's a lot easier.
Yeah.
After years and years of watching my mother in her sewing room, weeping and screaming. Maybe not. That was a time in the 60s there where women were expected to sew.
Yeah.
And it is no longer so. So, yay.
Thank goodness.
Yay for us paying too much for other people to make things for us. Yes. And speaking of long ago,
yeah,
why don't we take a spin through the archives and see what we were talking about 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and 7 years ago this week. And this week in 2021, we talked about secret handshakes and inside jokes. This was little things about our families that are unique to little secret in-jokes for our families, right?
Right.
I'm reading one of the illustrations here. It says, are there little secret things about your spouse and children that would let you know which was the real one and which was the chilling robot recreation? So.
Right. I'm not sure how we got onto the robot recreation. But yes, we were trying to make sure.
How would we know?
Yes. Whether our children or ourselves had been replaced by...
Yeah, you know, there's this thing now where you answer the phone and it sounds like your loved one crying that they've been arrested or kidnapped or something, and then somebody comes on the phone and demands that you send, you know, $10,000 in unmarked Walmart gift cards to a certain address to get them out. And obviously it's a scam,
right?
But still, they now have ways to manipulate voices so that it sounds just like that person.
Yeah.
Good thing, Catherine, that you and I don't have any audio of ourselves out there. So we're super safe.
Right.
But I was thinking, what is, you know, I would know it was a scam, but if I wanted to turn the screws on these scumbags, what is something I could say to ask the person you've supposedly have there and then have some secret phrase? So we should have a secret phrase or a secret code word that if it really is that person, they would know. And if it really wasn't, this person would have no way to guess.
Right.
And I thought, like, for about 60 seconds, that would be a good thing to do. And then I forgot it until right now. I'm wondering if there is such a thing. I was thinking, well, I could ask, what's the name of our first dog?
Yeah.
But I don't know if
would everybody remember?
Our first dog was loved mostly by me. My kids were younger, and that was a dog I adored, Princess. She was the sweetest German Shepherd. You know, we had her for a relatively short period of time, and she died of cancer. And I kind of was the one who was going through that with her and was with her when she died. And she was the first dog I'd had since I was a kid, and I adore that dog. But when I mention her now, the kids are like, yeah, I don't really remember her. Right. Princess, you know, remember Princess?
My baby.
Oh, she was the sweetest girl. People were scared of her because she was a German Shepherd, but she was like, all she wants to do is come rub some hair on you and maybe lick your face. Not going to chew it off. Just the sweetest. So that wouldn't work. What could, I've been trying to think. So I don't know. Did we have?
Yeah, I think ours would have something to do with the dogs, or as I mentioned last week, the name of our family group chat.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Too bad you gave it out on a podcast.
I know, and also used AI to figure it out in the first place.
Oops.
Maybe go back and delete that. I don't know.
I'll just go edit it right out of the podcast. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nobody listened. Nobody's listened to it between now and then. We're mostly, judging from our Twitter likes on our Twitter account, we are mostly listened to by porn bots. So,
all right.
yay. Let's talk
Something
again
for
about
everyone.
that scene of Colin on Bridgerton with his female friends. No.
Friends. Yep.
Shout out to all those ladies with hot photos in their profile. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting idea, though. It's sort of something that families should have now with all these scams going on.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard of doing it like for when your kids are little and if you need to send someone to pick them up that's not you.
Yeah.
You know,
they
should have a special word. So
yeah.
Obviously we're past that point.
But it has to be something that both nobody would guess and also that everybody could remember.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a difficult sweet spot to hit, I find.
It is, for sure. Because like you said, you know, the dog meant a lot to you, but
yes,
not so much to the others. So yeah, trying to find something that...
But like the current dog would be too easy to guess.
Right.
I have what I think is a real clever password for something. And I've tried to explain it to my family so that they could know it and use it. And it's like it's too clever. It's like, no, this is too hard. I don't get it. But it's like, I can't make it easier because that'd be too easy. But
it's
come on, look, isn't this cool what I did? Look what I did. I took this and that and this other thing. Look at me blankly. So we'd have to work on that. I wonder if there's some obscure bit of knowledge that we all have.
Right.
That we could hold on to in our brains. Because I don't think we have any like secret routines or inside jokes particularly.
You have your dinner table game that we won't describe any further.
Which I've talked about before many times. We do, I guess, but we don't like have a name for it.
Right.
It's just that annoying thing that Mom does.
Mm-hmm.
And we wish she wouldn't, but she does it so that we don't have arguments around the dinner table.
Right.
She does it just so. Let's focus the conversation to this one boring thing that interests me, okay?
Right.
But I don't know what we would do for that. Huh. See, I could do something like the first concert my son attended, except I don't think he remembers. I have to remind him frequently that he did this.
Right. Because you were forced to go along.
And my daughter, too. I don't know if she would remember. See, I got a million of them.
Right.
They don't mean anything to anybody else. So if they had to find me,
right,
they had to make sure it was really me. They got lots of choices.
Right. But how do they know if you're telling the truth?
They'd have to know what the right answer is.
Yeah. It's a conundrum, that's for sure.
Oh, man. It doesn't seem like that's going to work out.
Right.
You could just ask me for random topics from the podcast. What is our next? Speaking of random topics from our podcast, 5 years ago, we were wondering what robots could do for us. Maybe come up with a safe word.
Right, exactly.
Come up with a title for your family group chat.
Right. Well, because the first one was like, how do you tell your family member from a robot, which we now discuss from a scammer. But this was the flip side of, the positive uses for the robot technology.
Yeah.
Because this was after Nicole had gotten room service delivered by a cute little robot. So,
gee, if Tom Ripley had a robot, it could dispose of the bodies much better than he could.
That's what he needs.
That's what he needs. He needs like a little Roomba, and he could just set the body on it.
Gonna have to be a kind of pretty big Roomba with like a.
That's true.
A large basket on top.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put the ashtray in there too.
Yeah. Oh, they're having so much fun with that ashtray. Let's just show that in every shot, shall we?
The ashtray is the new cat.
Yes, the ashtray and the cat.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe the robot could take the cat too. But what could robots do for us? I know there's always, this isn't robots so much as AI, but lots of talk in podcasting now about let us write your show notes. Let us write let's do your editing. Let us do all your promotion. Mm-hmm. So we like to do it the old fashioned way ourselves, poorly, with the time that we don't have.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. We can't trust you to make the kind of mistakes we would make.
We certainly cannot. No.
Although we do use the transcription.
We do, but we don't use it as is, that's for sure. We need to address it for sure.
I don't know. I would love to have a cleaning robot. Oh, would I love to have a cleaning robot that would vacuum and clean disgusting messes and clean the bathroom and do all these things on a regular basis. 'Cause even if I could afford to have a human do it, which I probably could, I would be too embarrassed. Mm-hmm. It's like it's like having to clean for the cleaning lady.
Yep.
Because I don't want her looking at me and thinking, "You live in this." What is the matter with you? But a robot wouldn't be judgy, right?
Yeah.
Robot would just come and get it done.
Yeah, I have the Roomba. By now my Roomba I think is like 4 years old, and it's not the latest technology for sure.
Right.
So it does okay, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not great. So that only does floors.
Right. Vacuuming is certainly a thing. We are covered in dog hair on every surface, but that I could clean up a lot easier than I can scrub the disgusting shower and the floor in the bathroom that just acquires lint somehow that sticks to it. Mm-hmm. And just cleaning icky messes.
Right.
That just keep getting ickier because nobody here is doing it. Right. Please send me the robot maid. Didn't the Jetsons have a robot maid?
They sure did.
Yeah. I would like her to stop by, please. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome. Awesome. They probably exist, but
they have Roombas that can mop. So
I don't think it could get around all the little tiny nooks and crannies of the bathroom floor that need to be cleaned.
Exactly.
We would need a micro Roomba.
And then for the shower, you need like a pool cleaner. Like, those automatic pool cleaners that just
that's right.
like crawl around on the walls of the pool. That's what you need for the shower.
Yeah.
So
maybe they could crawl around the rest of the room too,
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice. But it's a semi-sentient robot who could just sense what needed to be done and do it without me having to do any setup whatsoever would be awesome.
Yeah.
Those should exist.
This is what we need. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Please.
Somebody get on it.
More than handmade shoes, what I need is somebody to clean my disgusting house. Where's the... Well, there are a million books for that, but they all require you to do it.
Yeah, you have to actually do it.
Yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we've seemed to have found the job that cannot be taken by AI, right?
Dang.
House cleaner.
Come on. Work a little harder.
Well, it would certainly make us happy as adults if our house could be magically cleaned.
Not a weird thing at all to make us happy.
No. Yes, but 7 years ago. Weird things that make you happy as an adult, because these were things like, getting your plans canceled, or I don't remember the other ones, but
okay, here's a list that we had as a graphic.
Okay.
And they included pictures of our dogs.
Yes.
Freshly cut grass that we didn't cut. Mm-hmm. A strong cup of coffee. I would go for like a weaker cup of coffee now.
I would not go for any coffee, but I understand
going
how
to bed instead of falling asleep on the couch. Yes, that makes me happy. Still always a struggle. Keeping up a streak on our phone games. Mm-hmm. Cleaning a sink so it's sparkly. That is one very satisfying cleaning thing.
Yes.
But I have not done it in a long time. Starting a healthy habit and throwing stuff away. It's not the throwing stuff away that makes me happy. It's the having thrown stuff away.
Yes.
It's like writing. Nobody likes writing. People like having written.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with all of those still, right?
More or less, yeah.
Except for the coffee. That's not my jam, but
I am enjoying coffee quite a lot these days. Now that I've gone from the I enjoyed it when I was using K-cups too, but now I do the I have a bag of ground coffee, and I do the pour over filter with my little electric kettle. And it's very satisfying. It feels more hands-on. I mean, I guess I really should be grinding the beans myself, but come on. There's only so many hours in a day, people. I used to do that, but it's been a very long time. But I have my
step by step.
I have my flavored coffee of the month club, and I, make the coffee myself, and I sit and drink it. And it's so pleasant and so delicious. And I get a lot of satisfaction from that. I mean, I only have like a cup or two in the day, so it's not like I'm ODing on coffee, but the satisfaction of, it's like making a shoe, I suppose, the same thing that you get the satisfaction I get from scooping some coffee into a metal filter, pouring water over it. And I have all my little things, because it's like impossible to clean out a pour over coffee filter because the coffee sticks to the sides. Mm-hmm. And I was having a lot of problem, and I found out that if I put a paper towel in there, it soaked up all the water, and then the coffee was much looser.
Okay.
And I'm doing, so I do that every day, and I have like my little towels because I use them for something, and then I put them aside to dry, and then I have a whole system here, and it's very satisfying to me. I just found out I started using, making tea with loose leaf tea. Mm-hmm. I have a little basket to do that with. And I was having the same problem. It's impossible to clean. So I found if I put a paper towel in there and it soaks up the water, then the tea is dry and it just dumps out.
There you go.
This is what I'm devoting my life to now at my old age, is the preparation and disposal of beverages.
Wonderful.
Making them, consuming them, cleaning out the things I've used, and starting again.
Right. I definitely, I look forward, and this I think is definitely one of those like make you happy as an adult. Like just look forward to that.
Yeah, the kids just want to go to Starbucks and get it. And, that's it.
Well, I'm also a Starbucks person, but
what did you say? What kind of tea?
Oh, just my first, just having your cup in the morning is like just a lovely, reason to get up in the morning.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. When I used to be using the K-cups in my Keurig machine, my husband would make my coffee and then tell me, your coffee's ready, to get me out of bed. Because if I stayed in bed, the coffee would be cold. Mm-hmm. And I want it now deliciously hot. Right. But now I have to make the coffee because I haven't wanted to inflict on him the scooping and the pouring and all this stuff.
The whole routine. Yeah.
So now he puts milk in a cup and puts it in my office. So then I know the milk's going to get warm and gross, and maybe a mouse will crawl into the cup. So I get my butt out of bed for that, but it's not quite the same. Right. But yeah, the first cup of a hot beverage in the morning, especially one with caffeine in it. Do you caffeinated tea or herb tea?
Yeah, no caffeine. I need the caffeine.
Yeah.
And a nice, speaking of caffeine, but a nice Diet Dr. Pepper. Ooh, not every day, just every few days.
Yeah, it's a treat. Mm-hmm. A treat. That's nice. Now, this is an old person thing, but I have been recently taking my blood pressure at home. And, if it's high, that is not a thing that makes me happy. But if it's a little lower, that's like a little thrill in my day. Ooh, look at that. I'm going to write that down. Look at this, doctor.
I'm not going to write it down on the days it gets a little high.
I've been having problems with blood pressure, and my doctors keep giving me more medication for it or changing medications. There's constantly medication. I finally said, aren't there any lifestyle things I could do? And the doctor kind of said, well, you can try, but it's not going to work. Right. So I came home and I went to the AARP website and I Googled lifestyle things for blood pressure. And it was like blueberries, super, super dark chocolate, green tea, pomegranate tea, all these things. So I wrote everything down. And there was also certain ways you should take your blood pressure, like sitting in a chair with your feet on the floor, which is hard for me because my feet don't touch the floor in most chairs. Mm-hmm. So I had to use my desk chair and put it all the way down and, rest my chin on my desk. But, so I've been trying all these things. Isometric exercises are supposed to be good. I got the green tea. I did all this stuff and it started going down. And I'm like, this is too easy. This can't be real. But oh my gosh, look at that. Right. It makes me so happy.
I'm going to enjoy it regardless.
Yes. I like blueberries.
Yeah.
85% chocolate, a little puckery, but I'll eat it. Sure. So who knows if it's real or not. I found out that one arm, I had switched to the different arm and it started going down.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out that arm is just less than the other arm, which has all sorts of health implications that I'm not going to think about right now because I'm just focused on getting the blood pressure down. But so, that's a really, when you take it and it's lower, it's, well, let's have a party.
Mm-hmm.
Let's eat some blueberries.
Right.
Antioxidants, bring them on.
Blueberry party. Woohoo.
I'm going to go sit against a wall for 30 seconds. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my satisfaction where I can get it.
Right.
I have 6 weeks before the doctor says none of this did enough.
Right.
Here, take an extra pill.
Try this. Yeah. Well, we wish you luck.
Thank you.
And maybe getting to the end of Ripley will lower that blood pressure a little bit. We have 2 more weeks to
His
go.
blood pressure must be roaring. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
So many lies to navigate, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's cool. He's keeping his cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Well, so that's it for the Parenting Roundabout Weekly Roundup. And next week on Ripley, it's called Macabre Entertainment.
Isn't that what we've been watching all along?
Right. I feel like the music cues, macabre music.
Oh, yeah. I recommend turning on the captions.
Yeah.
See what the caption writer had to say about the music.
Yeah. And Bridgerton season 3, episode 3, it's called Forces of Nature.
Yes.
You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamitude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years. We'll see you back here next Tuesday. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Goodbye, everyone.